Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Israel Brief, brought to you by Lay of the Land. I'm Renee Marks, your host, bringing you the top stories from Israel every Monday to Thursday, right here on the Israel Brief. Whether you are watching on Facebook or our YouTube channel, everything you need to know about what's going on in Israel, you'll find it right here. And it's another sweltering day in Israel, with temps reaching about 45 degrees on the mercury, and this is 45 degrees Celsius. I think it's about 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Nevertheless, it's really, really hot. And this is quite historic for this time of year. We're used to these kind of temps in the summer, but not in the spring. In fact, beaches that were open this morning had to be closed because it posed a danger to some of the beach goers. But without further ado, let's take a look at the top stories. And as we do every day, we're going to lead with where Israel is in terms of the coronavirus. So let's start off by looking at those very important numbers, and we can confirm that since the start of the pandemic, Israel has had 16,659 confirmed cases. Right now, we're below, for the first time in ages, the 3,000 mark, with 2,946 people still infected. 50 of those are in serious condition. That number's also coming down. 38 on ventilators. Sadly, we have lost 278 people, but 13,453 people have made full recoveries. Now, as we know, day by day, as the numbers continue to look good or to improve, so do restrictions continue to be lifted. And today it was announced that synagogues and other places of worship will reopen, as well as museums, but not the interactive parts of museums. Of course, this is all being done with strict social distancing regulations. Beaches were open this morning, and for many of you who have been asking us what is the situation with quarantine if we are visiting Israel, the situation is as follows. At the moment, and of course it changes daily, at the moment, if you are coming into Israel, you are still expected to do the mandatory 2 weeks quarantine. You have to be able to prove that you are able to do it. If you are able to do it at a home or somewhere safe, you can do so, provided you don't go there using public transport. And if you can't, you will be sent to a quarantine hotel where you will be able to quarantine safely. So those are the top stories as regards COVID-19. But yesterday, Israel witnessed a historic first for the region, and that is the first known commercial flight from the UAE, the United Arab Emirates. An Etihad flight landed at Ben Gurion Airport in Tel Aviv. This was coordinated with Israeli government as well as the World Food Programme, and on board was humanitarian aid for Palestinians in Gaza and the West Bank. Israel has been working very, very closely with authorities that distribute aid, and it really is a success story from the region, just how well Israel has been working with the Palestinians. Now, this is not the first good news that we've heard from the United Arab Emirates during this time. Just last week, it was announced that the UAE, along with Bahrain and another country that prefers to remain anonymous, that they are very willing to partner with Israel in looking for a vaccine against COVID-19. And also they expressed a willingness to cooperate with Sheba Medical Center and their online medical advice and counseling. So really, really positive moves indeed. Naturally, we heard from Iran, who called this the most treacherous event in the Arab world, but there always got to be a spoil sport. And speaking of Iran, something quite phenomenal has been happening. According to Israel's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, there has been an uptick in the amount of Iranians engaging or asking for asylum in Israel, and this is on the MFA's Farsi digital platforms. And while representatives at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs are trying to answer each one personally, it is very difficult, because we really, really would love to help people, especially those sharing their stories of how they are facing persecution. But, the situation at the moment makes it very, very difficult to help. But it just goes to show that the interaction between people of Iran and Israel is still strong. So those are the top stories making headlines today. Don't forget, you can check out our original content on our website at www.layoftheland.online. You can read Dave Kaplan's article about how Israel received weapons from Lyndon Johnson, who was the president of the United States several decades ago. It's a very interesting story. Also, don't forget to check out our Facebook page. While you're there, give us a like, a follow, share our content, invite your friends. It's a party over there. And if you like your Israel Brief on YouTube, all you have to do is subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Israel Brief, and you'll be notified every time we post an update. So from a really, 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 really hot Israel, I'm Rolene Marks. This is the Israel Brief. We'll chat again tomorrow.